Hey guys, it's Lord of the Pogs. This is 2024. People can do stuff now is a quip that I often use in response to people expressing themselves in unique ways. I just started painting my nails. I painted my nails when I was in college, but I stopped when I had to start looking for work. To make myself employable, I had to fit squarely into society's definition of what's appropriate. It's no secret that I'm heavily tattooed. And I've worked for a lot of companies that have made me cover them up. I had a job once whose uniform was a polo shirt, and they made me cover my tattoos with medical tape. I used to have to take out my earrings and cover them with a band-aid. And I had to wear a hairnet if my hair was too long. It wasn't that long ago, it was only 15 or 20 years ago. Today, it's not unusual to see people with wildly colored hair, dreadlocks, and body art from all walks of life in all lines of work. This is an example of progressivism, a philosophy centered on the advancement and modernization of the human condition through social reform. Progressivism in the 1960s was the root of the civil rights movement, and it was during that time that the literary work which is the basis of this video was published. Black Like Me by John Howard Griffin was published in 1961. John, a white man, had his skin temporarily darkened and traveled through the Deep South to experience life as a black man. He traveled with Don Rutledge to document his experience, and he received funding from Sepia magazine, who published the story as a series of articles before it was released as a book. John Howard Griffin achieved this by undertaking large oral doses of the anti-vitiligo drug methoxyline and spending 15 hours a day under an ultraviolet light for a week, all under the care of a dermatologist. John decided to abide by full disclosure. He never changed his name or altered his identity. He decided early on that if anyone asked him what he was doing, he would tell them. Despite this, most people who knew him personally didn't recognize him. During his journey, black people confided in John about the difficulties of everyday life, all the way down to simplicities like finding a place to eat, go to the bathroom, or even go to church. Once on a bus, other black people stopped him from giving up his seat to a white woman who openly commented how rude black people were. Once John's skin regained its natural color, he was jarred at the warmth he received from white people and how black people seemed to be afraid of him. Black Like Me brought to light real-life struggles that the black community experienced in the 1950s and 60s. It was no secret that black people had few rights and privileges, and just existing as a black American was an uphill battle. No white person would have admitted to such a thing, and let's be honest, most of them probably would have denied it if it came up. Seeing may be believing, but it's easy to choose to disbelieve something that you see, or even convince yourself that you didn't see it, if you want to disbelieve it badly enough. But few people who experience such a thing can convince themselves that they didn't, and that's the point. It would have been impossible for anyone to really know what life as a black American was like without experiencing it themselves. It may seem far removed, but that's exactly why Black Like Me is one of the most important literary works of the 2020s. Even though it was published more than 60 years ago, it's more relevant now than ever. There's too many people in our society today that think they know everybody's life when they really don't. And I say that to people. I say, wow, you seem to know a lot about someone you've never met, and most people own it. I have people tell me every day, yes, I can tell everything there is to know about a person by the way they look and what I see them do. Sorry, but that's factually incorrect. If you're one of those people, you're wrong, and that's all there is to it. Between the gay rights movement, which has been around since the 1970s but continues to pick up steam, the Me Too movement, and even Black Lives Matter, social movements are calling for change with a magnitude never before seen in American culture. Newton's third law of physics states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. There has always been opposition to social movements, all the way back to the formation of the Ku Klux Klan in response to the end of slavery. Opposition to social movements in the 2020s has largely consisted of unhinged behavior, like telling other people what it's like to be in their situation, or that their feelings and emotions aren't valid, and here's what you should be feeling instead. The fact of the matter is that as a man, I don't know what it's like to be a woman who's experienced sexual assault. As a white male, I don't know what it's like to be a black American who's experienced police brutality and told it was my fault. And I certainly don't know what it's like to be a member of the LGBTQ community and told that I don't have the right to exist by the same person who tells me they want to be my friend. I can't tell any of these people that their feelings or emotions about the scenario behind their social movement aren't warranted because I haven't experienced it myself. And that's the message that Black Like Me is still sending us 63 years after it was published. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little bell down in the corner to get notifications on more videos like this one.